So welcome everyone, good afternoon, and welcome to the 2022 College of Natural Sciences State of the College. First, I have been asked to share a few housekeeping items. Namely, this session is being recorded. Event materials will be shared and available online at cns.umass.edu/state of the college. New faculty bios will be added to the event materials on the website. A Q&A panel will be used to respond to questions. Also, are available for those who would like one. We have a few available at the table here. For those who would like a digital version, please provide your email addresses in the Q&A area. That the chat is disabled, and we'll send you one after today's event. Questions not addressed in the meeting will be responded to and posted online. Let me first welcome Associate Dean for Graduate, Postdoctoral, and Faculty Development, Karen Helfer, who will present this year's award winners. Karen.
Thanks, Nate. So I'm going to be announcing the people who won awards last year. They were recognized at a ceremony last year, but I think they deserve additional recognition today. So I'm going to be reading their names, and I'm also going to be reading a quote from the letters of support for each of them. So the first award that I'm going to announce is the Excellence in Diversity and Inclusion Award. And first, this slide lists the people. Where are we? Okay, lists the people who are on the committee to help evaluate the award winners. And I have to say that evaluating these awards was very difficult because there were so many people who were deserving. So thank you to these committee members. So this year's recipients include members of the leadership team for the SACNAS Group, the Society for Advancement of Chicanos, Hispanics, and Native Americans in Science. Natasha De La Rosa Rivera, Yahira Bermudez, Leah Travis Taylor, Nadia Fernandez, Miriam Hernandez Romero, and Stephanie Argueta Herrera. So I'll read you a quote from one of their letters of support. The stellar group of all-female graduate students showed extraordinary initiative and leadership as they successfully organized an active campus chapter that is providing both virtual and in-person community and connection opportunities for students that identify as Hispanic, Latinx, and Native American. So, okay. The next award I'm going to announce is the outstanding, Oh, I'm sorry. So we also gave an award for diversity and inclusion for a faculty member, and this award went to Tara Mandalawala from Psychological and Brain Sciences. And the quote I'd like to read from one of her letters is, her efforts have had a transformative effect in our department, across campus, and throughout her field. So next is the Outstanding Teaching Award. Slide lists the members of the committee who I would like to thank for their work on evaluating the applications. So the Outstanding Teaching Award recipients include Adina Calden, who is a senior lecturer too in the Department of Mathematics and Statistics. And someone wrote about her. She dedicates her whole heart and the totality of her energy to the work. The tenure track recipient was Peg Riley, from biology. The quote about Peg is an outstanding teacher, scientist, and entrepreneur who has focused her attention on creatively engaging undergraduates in biological research at several levels. Okay. So I guess you just have to this. Okay. So next are the Outstanding Staff Awards, and this is the committee who evaluated the applications for this award. So there were 3 award winners for the Outstanding Staff Award. The first one I'd like to mention is Rebecca David from chemistry. And someone said about Rebecca, what makes Rebecca exceptional is that she is always looking for ways to do her job even better and to be more helpful. Next is Chris Joyner, greenhouse superintendent. And about Chris clearly promotes a positive work environment for faculty, staff, and undergraduate students. The third staff award winner is Rebecca Lawler. Becky is rigorous and dedicated to all of her numerous jobs in our department. Next is the Outstanding Advisor Awards. This is the committee that evaluated those applications. And the Outstanding Advisor Award went to Ruth Ann Paradise. Someone said of her, she tries her best to listen to their stories and understand their motivations for their choices so she can best guide them through their time here at UMass. The Outstanding Service and Engagement Awards. This is the committee that evaluated those applications. The recipient of this award was Lynn Marie Thompson. Her efforts and leadership have enhanced graduate training, improved climate and inclusion for underrepresented groups at both the graduate and faculty levels, and fostered the success of interdisciplinary science. And finally, the Outstanding Research Awards. This is the evaluation committee. This year's award recipients included Lillian Fritz-Leyland from biology. She has been a prolific and influential scientist. She is incredibly collegial and collaborative. And Jian Han Chen from chemistry. His work is addressing incredibly important problems that are difficult or impossible to address any other way. Oh, and I do want to mention also that Lynn Adler from biology was the recipient of the 2022 Mahoney Life Sciences Prize. So I think our after that long lag, I think our awardees deserve a round of applause for just. Thank you. And I'll turn it back over to Nate. You're just going to tap once and I'll
Okay, yeah. Okay, that one, this one.
This is where you...
Okay, thank you, Karen. I'd like to introduce new staff, faculty and staff. And this is, I want to say this is from 2021, 2022 also. In the Dean's office, please welcome Karen Helfer, who's our Associate Dean for Graduate, Postdoctoral, and Faculty Development. Catherine Eden, Director of Pre-Med, Pre-Health Advising. Mary Lynn Silverstein, Assistant Director of Career Planning. Gabriela Diaz, Human Resources Clerk, and Emily Graves, Assistant Director of Communications, Marketing, and Web. Now I'm going to go by department. In astronomy, I'd like to, I'm pleased to introduce the new staff. Okay, Christine Piquette, Department Assistant. Scott McElhenney, LMT Research Engineer. Callie Ryan, LMT Community Support Scientist. And Zia Wang, LMT MNCS Engineer. Okay. From the Department of Biochemistry and Molecular Biology, Emilia Cooper, Academic Advisor. From the Department of Biology, Maria Steiger, Assistant Professor, Joshua Lonthair, Lecturer, and Mary Packard, Technical Assistant. Okay, from CAFE, the Center for Agriculture, Food, and Environment, Heather Theobald, 4-H educator, Lila Gomes, NEP Project leader, Lindsay Megan, NEP project leader, and Sue Schufeli, production agriculture leader. From the Department of Environmental Conservation, Monkela Musa and Nathan Sinner, both assistant professors. From Department of Food Science, Mariah Fahey, HR and administrative assistant. From Department of Geosciences is Sarah Zerwanka and Megan Olanquin. Human Resources Coordinators, Megan and Sarah is accountant. From Mathematics and Statistics is Christian Fleming. Assistant professor also. From Polymer Science and Engineering, there's Glenda Pons, Facilities Operations Manager. From Psychological and Brain Sciences, there's Giancarlo Denarolo, technical assistant, Sarah Huffman, technical assistant, Linnea Mayorga, technical assistant, and Shiran Ranjan, technical assistant. From Stockbridge School of Agriculture, assistant professor, Dr. Rachel Hastrin, and Kurtzen Martin, business manager. From Department of Veterinary and Foods and Animal Sciences, there's Megan Bichette, Christina Blois, Megan Jennings, Nicole Vezina, and James Wright. James accountant, I'm sorry. Nicole Vezina is a department assistant, Megan Jennings, technical assistant, Christina Blois, department assistant, and Megan Bichette, department assistant. Okay, so I want to welcome you all to our community. We ask for your support in helping us to be the best possible college, and at the same time, we hope to support you to achieve all of your aspirations. So, for me, I'm to the utmost honored to reside in the position of interim dean of the College of Natural Sciences for this academic year. I want to begin by telling you a little about myself. I was born in segregated Jim Crow, North Carolina, where my father was a sharecropper. For schooling, my father finished the 6th grade and my mother finished the 10th grade. My mother needed to complete the 11th grade for finish high school, but the nearest Black high school was 20 miles away. There was a high school in walking distance, but she was not allowed to attend. My father worked as a sharecropper until I was 2 years old. We then moved to segregated Newport News, Virginia, where we lived in a Black housing complex, and I attended segregated schools. Like North Carolina, segregation was everywhere in Virginia. My parents took us to a drive-in theater on Sundays with a fence down the middle that separated colored from whites. This was, ironically, the neighborhood where the mathematicians in the book and movie Hidden Figures resided. They were my neighbors and they were my mentors. For me to be here today, to me, is a miracle. My ancestors were not allowed to even dream of these possibilities. I must admit that as a kid, neither could I in the Jim Crow South. My journey has been, from a mathematical point of view, a random walk weighted by divine bias. I think that those before me who were forbidden to have this dream reside here with me today. This moment I share with my parents, and especially my 96-year-old mother, and all of my ancestors who could not have imagined their descendant as an interim dean of such a great college. It might sound odd to say, but this position of interim dean actually excites me. This is a great college. I like science, which is one of the reasons I became a mathematician who is motivated by applications. It gave me a license to learn more about aspects of biology, physics, or any area that I might apply mathematics to. I go further. Yeah. Okay. And being interim dean of the College of Natural Sciences renews that license for me. It is so easy to be a cheerleader for this great college consisting of 2 schools and 13 departments, the largest college in the university. CNS has 28 bachelor's of art and science programs, 6 associate degree programs, and 39 graduate programs. We have 17 research centers, including the new Vector-Borne Disease Center. We study a remarkable diversity of subjects. Each department does so many great things, but I cannot list them all here. It is difficult, but I picked a highlight from each department, your department, in order to give others outside of the department a sense of the great things that are being done in CNS. So if I list something, don't blame your department head because I chose that, okay? So in astronomy, we explore how the stars in the universe are formed. In biochemistry and molecular biology, how protein folding is associated with diseases. Maybe I'll hit these. In biology, we pioneer new approaches for personalized treatment of neurodegenerative diseases caused by protein misfolding and accumulation in the brain. In the Center for Agriculture, Food and Environment, or CAFE, we integrate research and outreach education in agriculture, food systems, and environment. In chemistry, we study the synthesis, fabrication, characterization, and theory of novel materials. In environmental conservation, we study the management of wildlife and fish populations. In food science, we strive to understand the physical and chemical properties of food quality, function, and safety. In geosciences, we examine the impact of the green energy transition, such as the impact on lithium mining. In mathematics and statistics, we look at foundations of machine learning, data science, and cryptography. In microbiology, we study tick and mosquito-borne diseases. In physics, we make super sensitive detectors to search for the elusive dark matter that surrounds us. In polymer science and engineering, we design and fabricate advanced materials and with highly tailored properties. In psychology and brain sciences, we study neural processing during sleep and how such processing affects daytime cognition. In veterinary and animal sciences, we study the role of certain genes in causing and fighting cancer. In Stockbridge School of Agriculture, we study insect-plant interactions as a basis to develop more sustainable pest management tools and strategies in fruit orchards. There's also the School of Earth and Sustainability that crosses departmental lines and provides students, faculty, and campus community and the Commonwealth with a central hub for the innovation, research, education, and outreach related to earth, climate, sustainability, and environmental sciences to address our challenges of the 21st century. There are many highly ranked departments here, including 2 which are ranked first in the country by U.S. News and World Report, which is the Stockbridge School of Agriculture and Department of Food Science. So I think we have a lot to be proud of here. Yes. Okay. To provide some context relating to our size and scope, we have an undergraduate student population of 7,008, a graduate student population of 1,090. We have 475 staff, 295 tenure system faculty, and 180 non-tenure system faculty. Before speaking to the successes of the past year, it is important to recognize the challenges we have faced. I want to thank faculty and staff for your commitment and excellent work despite challenges related by reduction in staffing for both faculty and staff. general uncertainty about the course of the pandemic and the budget, and just generally doing a lot more with a lot less. Some facts and figures that demonstrate the successes we've experienced in FY22 include, in the area of research, $85 million in research awards, which represents 37% of the total university research awards. In the area of education in FY22, we saw a 1.5 increase in student enrollment. And in terms of revenue, we saw a 4.6% increase in graduate program revenue. Looking back over the past year, we have had many successes in the area of education and student success. The following are just some of the highlights of our progress in improving our educational offerings in CNS. We also implemented an intrusive advising model for all CNS students with academic issues. We increased the total amount of scholarships awarded to undergraduates by 19% over the last year. We organized and supported the 2022 CNS New Student Orientation and Transitions process for a total of 2016 first year and transfer students in CNS. We partnered with the university in offering free summer foundation CNS courses to our undergraduates who may have been impacted by the pandemic during the 2021-2022 academic year. We celebrated the graduation of the first cohort of Bio Pioneers, a first-year living and learning residential community for first-generation students majoring in life sciences. We offered workshops to students on themes such as applying to graduate school, joining a research lab, using a Google Calendar, and managing time effectively for academic success. The CNS Career Development Center also continued to provide workshops in preparing for job interviews and internships. We support students and foster a sense of belonging in CNS. We hosted a CNS Cares tent, a Wayfair tent, and an ice cream social, which I'm looking forward to. To turn towards our accomplishments in research, the following are just a sampling of programs made to support faculty and their research over the past year. We provided initial grant writing training to 26 faculty members and more advanced training to 2 additional cohorts. We awarded a total of $300,000 in bridge and seed funding awards, both to individual CNS faculty and also to faculty teams. These funds provide on average a 10-to-1 return on investment with new grant dollars. We have been conducting research visioning, whereby we ask research groups to convene and to help guide CNS strategic planning, investments, and fundraising. These groups meet periodically with staff from to assist them in advancing their research plans. Finally, CNS faculty were leaders and participants in major center multi-year grant proposals, which resulted in the creation of the Vector-Borne Disease Center. The center will catalyze new collaborative research efforts and bring positive external visibility to the campus. As Dean, Tricia Serio was a strong advocate for diversity, equity, and inclusion, and was very successful in establishing mechanisms for this. Just a few of the successes from last year include securing new financial commitments towards accessibility and affordability to students this year, establishing a diversity week that featured an interactive theater performance, holding a UMass Inclusive Excellence Fellows event for the CNS teams who worked on projects to increase inclusion among CNS undergraduates, organizing a CNS Solidarity Gathering for about 200 members of the community in support of our Black students and colleagues following a racist email targeting the Black community. Our community outreach initiatives are broad and deep and demonstrate our commitment to the Commonwealth and to growing this incredible institution. For Massachusetts communities and beyond, here are a few of the highlights among many projects. The Gloucester Marine Station made significant progress in helping build the blue economy. Most recently, the station received a $400,000 investment to support research at the station. We invested also $7.75 million to modernize the Cranberry Research Station. In collaboration with American Farmland Trust, more than 50 growers, stakeholders, and students attended a series of presentations and demonstrations focused on maintaining soil quality and health. Our 4-H youth engaged 20 young people from across the state in food science experimentation activities and methods, beekeeping, and husbandry. The Clean Energy Extension municipalities in Massachusetts and throughout the Northeast to proactively plan for solar PV development in their communities. Staff delivered over 1,600 workshops, reaching a total of 29,445 participants with important educational content on healthy dietary choices and physical activity. These activities, all these things validate our charter as a land-grant institution in a tangible way and demonstrate our value to the Commonwealth. In FY22, we paid down all of the college level startup deficit, going from 18.6 million 5 years ago to a balanced and healthy position today. And we're continuing looking at ways to improve and enhance our administrative operations for the college. So we are proud of our accomplishments over the last year and look forward to building on and adding to them in the coming year. At this watershed moment for the country and the world, the global warming and the climate change threatening our planet and our existence, as well as new powerful viruses that result in global pandemics, the work of our college has never been more important. These challenges must be addressed with strong science and, of course, the correct policies. As we tackle these problems, we are training the next generation of leaders to use facts and critical thinking in their decision-making. This year, you can expect to see advancements in the following areas. In the area of diversity, equity, and inclusion, I believe strongly in building a community that prioritizes the well-being of faculty, students, and staff. Respect should be given to and provided to each and every member of the college, as beneficial collaboration requires that all members of the college feel inherently valued. How we treat each other is very important. This year, we will continue to focus also on the recruitment, retention, and success and well-being of women and underrepresented minorities. We will also work to improve connections with underrepresented groups in the Holyoke, Springfield, and even the Boston area. We will work on having a liaison at the UMass Center in Springfield to better connect with the community. We will also look to partner with local schools to find ways to strengthen students' math skills. Student success is essential in CNS. Some ways that I believe that we can support our students are through strong advising, strong academic support, and enhanced internships or research experiences. We will develop math prep, an online short course designed to help students review key math concepts and hit the ground running in the first term courses. We will provide additional support to our mathematics courses to increase student success in STEM, since math is a frequent roadblock. We will focus on our advising and academic centers. We will do more course-based research experience and more community building within courses. We will provide more financial and logistical support for internships. I also think it's just very important to help students connect early to the UMass community and help them feel like they belong here. In the area of research, we plan to support existing strengths and strategically invest in the future by promoting research excellence. I support the previous dean's Bridge and Seed program and her efforts, especially in establishing research themes that go across departmental boundaries. I support the efforts for more industrial connections and translational research. And I will look at your strategic plans, budgets, and have conversations with you to better help me in making decisions about investments. We have several initiatives this year at improving graduate, student, and postdoctoral fellow experiences in CNS. Examples include programs and events designed to build community and foster belonging, as well as a new diversity travel grant program that will fund travel to conferences focused on diversity, equity, and inclusion. The dean has a limited budget due to limited revenues from the state, grants, and philanthropic donations. It is important to look at ways to increase revenue in these areas. Demonstrating our value to the state is a means of influencing the university's budget allocation from the state. We're doing this through community partnerships with the Gloucester Marine Station and the Cranberry Station, and among others. We are also in the process of hiring a director of research development who will help us be more competitive, especially with large institute center grants. During the pandemic, quite a few wealthy companies were created. We hope to leverage our research activities to partner with some of these enterprises to increase industrial support. In preparation for the campaign for CNS, this year we have created a campaign case statement and a dozen fact sheets that advance the message of the campaign, whose focus is to transform lives through opportunity. We also held 3 virtual engagement events or coffee talks with the dean that address opportunities to transform student lives and advance discovery and innovation. Before I open the floor to questions, I want to say that I follow an excellent dean in Tricia Cirio. In my approach, I initially borrow a lot from her. For example, following her for me, 3 important pillars in leadership are collaboration, transparency, and values. I also believe that the dean's position is one of service. I interpret that as helping each and every one of you to be your very best. This is part of making a great college. As I said above, my leadership style is collaborative. I want to hear your ideas. I believe that this will be impossible due to the number of people in my time, but I hope to visit and talk to as many of you as I can. The best ideas always to me bottom up. So please, I need everyone. I look forward to working with you. My door is always open.